At the beginning of the story, a man named Michael is shown in a car with his wife Karen. He notices that their expenses are increasing day by day and it will not be easy for them to manage. Karen drops him off at the railway station. Michael follows the same routine every day, traveling from Tarrytown to Grand Central Terminal. He is a former NYPD officer who now works as an insurance agent. Because he takes the same train daily, he has become familiar with other regular passengers. Michael reaches his office, where he has worked for the past 10 years. His employer calls him in and informs him that he is being fired. Michael is shocked and pleads that his house is mortgaged. He has to repay a bank loan and his son's college fees depend on his job.
Your severance package.
You're giving me insurance. I've got 2 mortgages, a son who's going to college.
However, his employer ignores his requests and terminates him anyway. Deeply distressed, Michael leaves and goes to a bar where he drinks. There he meets a man named Alex, a police officer, and an old friend with whom he once worked. Michael tells him that if one performs their job honestly, life only becomes more difficult. After this, he leaves and heads to the train station. He notices that the station is more crowded than usual. On the way, a man bumps into him. Michael boards the train, but once inside, he realizes his phone is missing. He quickly understands that the man who bumped into him must have stolen it. He tries to get off and catch him, but the train doors close and he is trapped inside. On the train, he overhears a man speaking on the phone, saying that something big is going to happen today. Michael ignores it and moves forward. He sees a compartment where the air conditioning is being repaired because it is broken down, and he also notices passengers arguing elsewhere. Eventually, he finds a seat. A woman then sits in front of him and starts talking. Her name is Joanna. Michael, already stressed, is not interested in conversation. Joanna tells him that she has placed $25,000 in the train's restroom, which he can take, but only if he agrees to do a job for her. If he completes it, she will pay him an additional $75,000.
In the bathroom, carriage 2 is $25,000. Is yours.
I don't understand.
Michael is shocked and does not believe her. Joanna explains that there is a man on the train who does not belong there. He is carrying a bag containing something valuable that she claims was stolen from her, and she wants Michael to retrieve it. She adds that she knows he was previously with the NYPD and can trust him. After saying this, Joanna leaves. Michael thinks it is a lie or a joke, but still decides to check the restroom once to see if what she said is true. He checks the place Joanna had mentioned and finds that there really is $25,000 hidden there. Michael is relieved and happy because he badly needs money. He decides that he will get off at the next station. When the train arrives at the station, just as he is about to step out, a hooded girl approaches him. She says she needs money. Michael tells her that he has none, which makes her angry. She hands him an envelope. When Michael opens it, he finds his wife's wedding ring inside. The girl tells him that this was only a warning. Michael immediately understands that the people behind this are extremely dangerous and that they can harm his family at any moment.
It's a warning. In case you haven't figured it out yet, though. Yo, are we doing this?
No.
Now terrified, Michael decides that he will find the man carrying the bag that contains Joanna's stolen item. He borrows a phone from a fellow passenger because his own phone was stolen. He calls Walt, his friend who travels on the same train every day. Soon, he locates Walt's seat and goes to him. He asks Walt for his newspaper and writes a message inside it, telling him to go to the police and report that he is being blackmailed and that his family is in danger. After writing it, he returns the newspaper. He then tries calling his wife, but she does not answer. He also tries his son, but he does not pick up either. The next station arrives, and Walt gets off. At that moment, Joanna calls him again using the phone of the passenger whose device Michael had taken earlier. She tells him that they know exactly what he is doing. She instructs him to look outside the train window. When he does, he sees Walt on the road heading toward the police station. Suddenly, Walt is pushed by someone and falls in front of a bus. He is killed instantly. Michael is horrified. Joanna then tells him that he only needs to find the man with the bag. She says they have placed a tracker on him and that he must attach it to the bag. If he does this, he will be free and will also receive $100,000. Realizing he has no other choice and that these people are extremely dangerous, Michael agrees to do it. Having spent 10 years on this same train, Michael knows the regular passengers and their routines. He begins observing everyone carefully. Using his experience as a former police officer, he analyzes each person. He spots a man who seems unfamiliar, likely traveling on this route for the first time. Michael approaches him and starts a conversation, but quickly realizes he is just a stockbroker and not the target.
You're a broker, right? I don't know.
What's your deal, man?
I haven't seen you on the train before.
He moves on and notices a girl carrying a bag. Suspicious, he tries to talk to her, but she refuses and leaves her seat. Michael follows her and checks the bag. ID cards fall from the girl's belongings, and she explains that her boyfriend needed an ID card and she is doing all of this for him. Michael realizes she is not the person he is looking for, so he moves on. He then approaches the train conductor, whom he already knows because he has been traveling on this train for the past 10 years. Michael tells him that he has noticed several suspicious passengers and believes some of them might be carrying something that could endanger the train. He suggests they should be checked. The conductor agrees.
Bad. You know I ride this line every day. See something, say something, right? The nurse.
They begin inspecting passengers. When they reach a girl's compartment, the conductor tries to check her bag, but she resists. At the same time, a man sitting nearby notices the situation and quickly stands up to leave. Michael spots him immediately and realizes that this is the man he has been searching for. The man is also carrying a bag. Michael follows him into another compartment, where the man suddenly attacks him. Michael understands that this is indeed the target. However, he deliberately avoids stopping him, as his goal is to secretly place the tracker in the man's bag. He successfully attaches the tracker, after which the man attacks him again and escapes. Michael returns to his seat, believing he has completed his task. Meanwhile, the man from whom he had taken the phone earlier informs him that there is a call. It is from Alex, his friend from the police department and former colleague. Michael explains the entire situation to him. Alex warns him that there have already been 2 murders in the city, and that these people are extremely dangerous. Michael insists that his family is in danger and asks Alex to protect them. Alex assures him that he will take care of it and send help soon, but the call disconnects as the train enters a tunnel. Michael realizes this mission is far from over. He goes back to find the man with the tracker, but when he reaches his seat, the bag is there and the man is gone. Inside the bag, he only finds clothes. Suddenly, he hears a phone ringing from beneath him. He follows the sound and discovers it coming from a hatch under the floor. He opens the hatch and finds the dead body of the man. The phone ringing belongs to him. Michael answers it, and Joanna is on the other end. He checks the man's ID and realizes that he was an FBI agent. This means he had placed the tracker on the wrong person. Joanna tells him that because of his mistake, this man has died. She warns him that if he does not complete the task properly, more innocent people will be killed in the same way. Michael agrees to continue but demands a promise that his wife and son will not be harmed. Joanna agrees. At the next station, Michael sees heavy police presence outside. His friend Alex has sent them there. Michael realizes the situation has become even more dangerous, so he hides inside the hatch with the body. The police search the entire train but fail to find him and eventually leave. Once the train is clear, Michael slowly tries to open the hatch, but it won't budge. His only way out is to go underneath the moving train itself. At that moment, the train starts moving again. Michael somehow manages to crawl under the moving train, risking his life. He narrowly survives and manages to grab onto another carriage to pull himself back up. However, his bag gets stuck behind him. When he struggles to free it, all the money inside gets blown away. Barely making it back inside the train, Michael realizes he has very little time left. He turns off the air conditioning in all compartments except one. As a result, all the passengers gather in that single compartment. He begins questioning everyone he suspects, telling them he has been offered a large amount of money to find a man, though he later claims it was just a fictional story.
$100,000. A passenger on this train doesn't belong. What you have to do is find them.
What happens when you find them?
They die.
At that moment, a young man in the same compartment quietly stands up and leaves. Michael immediately senses that this is the person he is looking for and follows him. The man then pulls out a gun and points it at Michael. He reveals that he has also been offered a large sum of money to kill a specific person, someone Michael would recognize. Michael realizes that this is the same man who killed the FBI agent earlier.
4 passengers left. Which one is it?
I don't know. You killed that agent.
No, that's on you.
A fight breaks out between them, and during the struggle, a window shatters. The man tries to push Michael out of the train, but before he can succeed, Michael manages to throw him off instead. Immediately after, Joanna calls him again. Michael tells her that her man is dead, but she responds that he still has to complete the mission. She warns him that time is running out and the final station is approaching. She instructs him to find a person named Prin and kill him. She tells him he already has a gun. As the second last station arrives, many passengers get off. Michael now desperately searches for Prin. He notices a girl who has been constantly busy on her phone for a long time. He approaches her and demands to check her bag, but she refuses and tries to leave. Michael pulls out a gun, stopping her. Other passengers try to intervene, but he ignores them. The girl receives repeated messages on her phone. Michael asks for her phone. She hands it over to him. He looks at it carefully. Realizing the girl is not Prin, Michael looks again and notices another girl sitting quietly in the compartment. He understands that she is the real target. He approaches her and tells her that he knows she is Prin. At that moment, Joanna calls him again and asks if the job is done. Michael replies that he cannot kill her. Joanna coldly responds that if he refuses, everyone will die, and then ends the call. Michael turns to his conductor friend and tells him they must stop the train. The conductor tries, but suddenly there is an explosion in the engine. They find out that the train driver is already dead, and the engine room door is locked. The conductor contacts control and is told that a sharp curve is approaching. Before reaching it, they must detach the passenger cars from the engine or everyone will die. Michael and the conductor rush to the coupling system and begin separating the train cars. They manage to disconnect them, but one chain still holds them together. They break it, causing a violent jolt. The conductor is thrown toward the engine side and the engine derails and crashes, killing him. The remaining carriages also derail and come to a halt. Michael survives and tells the passengers to cover all the windows with paper to protect themselves, as danger is still possible. Everyone works together to block the glass. He then goes to the girl and asks her name. She says her name is Sophia and that she is 16 years old. Michael searches her bag, which is labeled Prin, and finds a hard drive inside. Sophia explains that the hard drive belonged to her cousin, a city planner. Two men came looking for it, but he refused to give it up, and they killed him. One of those men was a police officer. She contacted the FBI, and they told her the hard drive contained strong evidence of a conspiracy.
Ricky was a city planner. When these two men show up, I didn't see their faces. I didn't know what to do.
That is why an FBI agent had arranged to meet her at the final station to collect it. Michael is confused. If only Sophia and the FBI knew about the hard drive, how did everyone else on the train find out? At that moment, police forces arrive outside the train. A captain speaks over the loudspeaker and tells Michael to surrender, believing he has taken passengers hostage. Media and FBI agents also arrive. Alex, Michael's former colleague, comes near the train to talk to him. Michael releases some passengers as a sign of cooperation. Alex then enters the carriage wearing a tracking device on his shoulder so snipers outside can identify him and avoid shooting. While Alex and Michael are talking, Alex says a line, "There is no such thing as noble." Sophia also hears it. At that moment, both Michael and Sophia realize that the man who killed Sophia's cousin is none other than one of the two people involved in the conspiracy, and that man is Alex.
Mike, I get it. You want to do the noble thing here for you. There ain't no such thing as noble.
You knew what they saw.
Yeah, I told you.
You killed Enrique Mendez.
He had said that exact line during the incident Sophia overheard. Michael now understands everything. The person who framed him is Alex. Alex knew that Michael had been traveling on the same train for the past 10 years, so he was familiar with all the regular passengers. That is why Michael was the perfect person to be used for this mission. When Michael confronts him, Alex admits everything. He explains that powerful people are involved, and the hard drive contains evidence that could destroy them. These people will do anything to get it back. Alex then demands to know who the real Prin is. At that moment, Sophia stands up and says she is Prin. However, the other passengers also begin standing one by one, claiming they are Prin as well. No one actually knows the true identity, not even Alex, because no one has ever seen Prin. Frustrated, Alex shoots one of the passengers. Chaos breaks out and a fight begins inside the carriage. Outside, the captain watches through surveillance and orders his snipers to shoot Michael when they get a clear shot. The snipers get a clear line of sight and fire, but the bullets hit Alex instead of Michael. During the struggle, Michael had removed the tracking device from Alex's shoulder and kept it on himself, confusing the snipers. As a result, they mistakenly identify Alex as the target and kill him. After this, FBI agents enter the carriage. Sophia and all other passengers tell them that Michael is innocent and saved everyone. Michael is then brought outside, where his family is waiting. The police had brought them there for safety. The captain tells him that Alex and several other officers were corrupt. People like Michael are needed in the department, and he offers him his job back. He also reveals that the hard drive contains evidence against several police officers and even the mayor, and once exposed, they will all be arrested. Sometime later, Michael is shown on a train in Chicago. Joanna sits beside him. Michael tells her that he knows she was behind everything, including getting him fired so he would be forced to do her job. Even if he had killed Sophia, she would have killed him afterward. Joanna calmly replies that he has no proof and no power against her.
The 6:20 every morning to Chicago.
I'm sorry, have we met?
And train, you put her on the train.
I'm not sure what you think is gonna happen here, Michael.
Michael then shows her his police badge and says he has rejoined the police force. He arrests her, telling her that this time she cannot escape. With that, the story comes to an end.